Yes, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another session of Scatteryan podcast where we discuss how society influences the behavior, the things we like, the things we do, the things we think we like. I'm your guy, Dr. Toves. Hope you're having a beautiful and fantastic day. If you're not, I hope something comes your way that makes you smile. In today's episode, we are going to be touching on something that is in the heart of the African culture. We'll start with a news story coming out from Ghana, and then we'll link it into a relationship culture, a relationship norm. And joining me to Scatteryan today is my guy that likes to live his life with no worries, Mr. Morris. How are you feeling today, Morris?
I am feeling very good, feeling very, very well. But yeah, good. Looking forward to the episode. It should be a very interesting topic. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
let's start again.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Let's begin with the interesting question. I would say, what is the strangest thing you've ever heard? Do you have anything that comes to mind, Morris? The strangest thing that you've ever heard?
Strangest thing I've ever heard.
Or read,
That's a
whichever
difficult
one.
one. Read or heard.
Mm.
I don't know. To be
I put
honest,
you
if
on
I
the
have a
spot.
time frame,
Yeah.
if I have a time frame, I can think of something,
Okay.
But this one is just too vast and open. But
Okay.
I don't know. Let me know.
No problem. So
Um,
basically, I don't know if you saw this movie a long time ago, 40-Year-Old Virgin. Did you see that film? It's a it's a
no,
it's a it's
no.
a comedy. It's a very, very funny parody comedy. Kevin Hart's in it as well. He had a nice role. But basically, this is a real life version of that film. But we have to double the age and make it real life. So this is a story about an 80-year-old virgin. Plot twist: the 80-year-old virgin is married. Okay, so it's an 80-year-old married virgin. So imagine reaching 80 years old, being married but still a virgin, right? What kind of marriage is that? Right, basically Sister Patience. Let's call her Sister Patience. She has been waiting and waiting and waiting, but patience sometimes has its limits. Now she sleeps in the same house, the same bed as her husband, but he never touches her. But he prefers to go outside to go and gallivant, but he does not touch Sister Patience. So I don't know. Some people will start asking that are listening will probably say, is this a marriage or a long-term sleepover? Now this woman has followed all of the African societal rules. They say don't wait till you get married to engage in any you understand. So she followed all the rules. She waited for marriage. She stayed committed and still did not get anything. Right? What is your initial reaction before I give you a little background to the story?
Hmm,
If that was someone that you
okay.
that you knew, like what would you be advising the person?
Uh, it's quite strange, It's quite strange because my initial thought was that when I had, because you just mentioned 80-year-old virgin, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Mm,
But in my head, I was thinking, okay, this is somebody that has been, what's the word for it? Chaste or deliberately abstaining from any sexual
mm,
relations for some reason or the other. So I was like wondering what could be the motive behind that.
mm.
But then the plot twist is that she is married,
Yes.
and it seems like the reason she's a virgin for this long is not for her own personal desires or wanting to be a virgin,
Yes.
but because of the failure from her husband to perform his marital
Duties.
duties. So that one is quite strange, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I have seen or I've heard about couples that do not, partake in any, physical relations like that.
Mm,
They are more like companions. They do things together, planned, whatever.
mm.
But the only thing that is absent is that, sexual intimacy part of it. So that I understand if that's the type of couple. But this one, I'm still scratching my head around it because it's not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
It's just that the man doesn't want that.
Exactly. And
So it's quite strange.
yeah.
So and to even make matters worse is that he goes outside. So basically, he outsourced that um
Yeah.
the yeah, which I think. again, it's, I don't know. Maybe he's not attracted to her.
Then why did he
I don't
marry her?
know. Or maybe he's too attracted to her and he wants to keep her,
Abby?
you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Precious.
but I don't know. Yeah, but it's quite a strange one, to
No
be
worries.
honest.
Well, before you think that I'm making up this story, it's not made up. I read this story on Paul's Ghana. Paul's Ghana has all the tea. If you're looking for
Okay.
tea on the internet, go to Paul's Ghana. You'll read all of the
But
all of
my
the
my
weirdest
thinking
thing.
now is, how did this story even come out? How is it like the
It's an
woman got
interview.
fed up?
Yeah. It was a full interview. There's even a video documentary of it
Oh,
as well.
wow.
But let's give you a quick background of it, right? Like I said, her name is mentioned in the news article, but I just want to call her Sister Patience. Just keep it that way, right? She's from Ghana. A little background. She lost her parents when she was 4 years old, but as a teenager, she decided to move to Congo to go and look for greener pastures. And she spent a couple of years in Congo. And when she returned home, her family members thought that she was a ghost because she's been away for so long. And what she tried to convince them that she was not a ghost, so they made some local concoction to give her to drink to make sure that if she's indeed a ghost, she cannot harm them. So basically, that is just saying she's been dealing with loneliness for a large portion of her life. Right? Imagine going away to go and struggle, trying to make money, and then you come back home expecting hugs from your family, extended family, and they're all running away from you. Right? That is not because they think they're seeing a spirit. That is not ideal. So in order to solve that loneliness, she decided to opt into one institution, the only institution that she thinks that will give her that comfort, having a husband and raising a family. And then she went to go and marry this Mr. Jumbo Jumbo. That's what I'm going to call him, Mr. Jumbo Jumbo. Now, Mr. Jumbo Jumbo doesn't want to give her children. And now she is 80 years old, thinking that she's just going to die alone. When she dies, nobody's going to, be around her and things like that. So it's not a good story. I mean, she deserves at least one good love story, but she's not getting it. But again, this is Katayan. We don't want to judge the husband. I don't want to delve too much into our life. Just remember, we like to look at how society influences how people think and how our behavior, right? So let's go a bit into our African societal norms. You know that in this story actually exposes that as well, because you know that in most African society, how they handle relationship, in many African homes, they treat relationship like it's an illegal an illegal substance. They block relationship like a bouncer at a nightclub. Your parents literally say to you, "Don't bring a girl home unless it's your fiancé," or "What are you doing talking to boys to their daughters? Are you ready for marriage?" Things like that. So how are people supposed to find the right person? Is it supposed to be by magic? Maurice, how are you supposed to find the right people if they're saying don't find the right people, don't be in a relationship until you're married? And then where's that transition period between don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, oh, bring me your wife or my granddaughter, my all those kind of things, my in-law and my grandchild? Like,
Yeah, I think for most parents, let me play devil's advocate here. I
mm-hmm,
think because they know that the chances of you getting married at a very early age is very slim,
mm,
because they know that as at that time, maybe when you're a teenager, you're not getting married. Remember, in most traditional societies, like, not just Africa, but in Asia and some part of the world as well, it's like you get with the intention of getting married,
mm-hmm.
right? So they know that at that point in time, that shouldn't be your prime
Yes, but let me
focus.
play the other side. But they don't even give you an age limit. They don't say don't date from this point to this point. They just say don't date, and then after time, they're like, "Where is your husband?" You're like, "But you said I should not date. So where am I going to find this husband
Yeah, I mean,
or
yeah,
wife,
I don't
depending?"
know. Yeah, but I think from that aspect, when we look at it that way,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, they are trying to protect, but I know that there's so many things wrong about that, because again, you're not giving them the right orientation in terms of what to do and what not to do, um, you know, how to navigate difficulties in relationship, because chances are if they start dating at an early age, maybe they start to learn a thing or two about the other partners,
Mm-hmm.
how to navigate certain difficulties which you're bound to come up with in the future. So most of the times, I think that could be another reason why there's so many failed marriages, especially in today's world where people are no longer, patient anymore in terms of, okay, let me just stay for better, for worse. It's
Mm.
like it's for better for us. So if it's not going too well,
Yeah.
I leave, but I think it's a lack of, um, I don't know, because I think you have to experience certain things. You have to learn through some experience.
Mm-hmm.
Most African parents, they tend to raise kids in a similar pattern to which they were raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you grow up, unless you learn a better way later down in life, chances that you're going to follow the previous path which was laid before you. So it's the same way they were raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
They, keep
Yeah.
yourself until marriage and all whatnot.
Yeah.
But another problem I find with that is they are very particular when it comes to the female kids compared to the males, right?
Mm.
So it's like, um, because again, for when we look at the concept of virginity, it's not like for a man, it's slightly different compared to, or for a male, it's slightly different compared to that of a woman,
Yeah.
or female. So it's it then it becomes different because you can't even tell if a man is a virgin or not,
Mm.
right? But for a woman, chances are you can't tell.
Yeah.
And some cultures measure virginity by, the hymen integrity,
Mm.
right? Some would say it's all about not just the hymen, but how you carry yourself with the other partner.
So let me just ask a quick
The
question then. So, you mentioned how, there has to be like a period where they have to like educate the younger generation on what to do, what to
Yeah,
expect. So how do you bridge that gap? All right, I'll give you two scenarios, right? Or three scenarios. Should there be like, how we have NYSC, Nigeria,
yeah,
after you graduate university, you do NYSC for 1 year. You're working, but you're not really working. You're doing little jobs here and there, and with those little jobs you're doing here and there, you get to transition into the working environment, right? Should there be that kind of situation in Nigeria as well, whereby as when you're at a certain age, you have like a dating internship where you guys start meeting all the single ladies or single gentlemen to talk to each other, so you start getting to know each other? Or should it be like a Bridgerton situation? I don't know if you watch Bridgerton, where like every year, like all the young people come together, they're all mingling. The parents will be in the corner watching them mingle, basically chaperoning them while they date before they get married. Or should the people just date like in old England where they have chaperones? So those three situations, which one do you think is the best way to transition from not having boyfriend to, bring my wife? We need a transition period. Which one do you think should be the case?
me and you know say African parents. In fact, haven't you seen like when couples are getting married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even like when they're trying to do the whole kiss the bride thing, some of the parents they are still like, it's like to them it's like I don't know. So I think having an African parent present in any way, shape, or form
Hmm.
is going to have its effects. It will just limit the interaction. It's going to have no. So I don't advocate for that in any way. So leave the African parents out of it. I think as kids, our young upcoming adults
Mm-hmm.
should take the initiative. Sometimes you can make friends with people, but again, let me not. I don't know.
Okay, fair
Let me
enough.
not say. I'm just going by my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there are certain things that you would do without getting your parents involved, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I think the reason they're not getting their parents involved is because the parents don't even want to hear those kind of conversations. So the parents should be quite open to having these conversations because it's not like they haven't experienced that desire when they were younger. They have. They know how it feels, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in some
But again,
cases or
it's
in most
culture,
cases,
so
they were not even virgins when they got married. So let's not sugarcoat it. So they know this thing. I know these things, I don't know, but I feel like some, not obviously not a lot,
yeah.
but some people that I know, I'm not gonna. But yeah, it's not like well, for the older generation, maybe like the people born in the early before the 1950s, 60s. Those ones, yeah, we could excuse the women, but the men, oh no, 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 no. A lot of them, I
Well, the
don't
men did
trust
it with
them.
some people, so you can't excuse the women.
Exactly. So you see, so it's
It takes two to tango.
ah yeah.
I need to hear from you guys, the audience. You guys are streaming. You guys are streaming as well. Were your parents truth about your relationship? Did you have to date in secret, and were you cool with it? Most importantly, did you find your person? You guys let us know in the comment section below on social media. You can find all of that information in the description below. As usual, we'd like to round up with some would you rather questions. So I'm going to start with the first one to you, Morris. So would you rather be in a marriage where your partner never touches you but stays loyal, or one where they are affectionate but constantly cheating?
The question is quite an easy answer.
Mm.
Where my partner doesn't
Touch you,
touch
but is
me,
loyal, but she stays loyal.
but she stays loyal. Who
Yes.
cares? Let me not say who cares about loyalty, right? But because I think, again, maybe because I have a different mindset when it comes to loyalty and ownership, but that's a different conversation. So I think I wouldn't want that kind of loyalty, So I'll go with the other option.
Okay, fair enough.
That's me.
And you guys, streaming, you guys let me know which one you rather do. I think I'll go option 2 as well. At least, please. The next one is: would you rather have parents who allow you to date but choose your partner for you, or parents who let you pick but don't allow dating until marriage?
No, I think I will go with the second one. Allow me make my choice. 'Cause I don't want somebody to be choosing a partner for me. By the way, I could decide to get married anytime I want, right? Yeah, so that's fine. But don't make the choice for me.
Fair enough. Right, I'm just thinking, but of course, people like in India and places like that, their parents choose for them. They have arranged marriages. Some parts of China, they have arranged marriages, and they're happy too. So it's a difficult one to answer. So I'm going to defer to the audience.
Well, I've seen a video. I
Yes.
don't know if there's a YouTube clip. I think it's on Cruise or something. It's like African parents choosing. You have, like this dating show whereby it's the African parents that are choosing the partners for their children.
Yeah.
And one thing I find interesting is that a lot of the times the parents are choosing according to their own specifications. So it's like, I'm going to choose what I like for me, not what I think is best for you, but what I prefer as an individual based on my own values, morals, whatever. So you see things like, oh, she's not dressed very well, she's too, and stuff like that. But for someone like me, dress the way you want to dress, right? So it's fine. I don't care how you dress as long as you're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
But an African parent might see that and say, oh, if she decides to dress in a way that is unquote provocative, they would say, no, this type of person is not good. But again, it's not about
their own spec. It's about your own spec.
Exactly.
Fair enough. So the last would you rather question for today is: would you rather attend a speed dating event with only your exes, or go on a matchmaking shows where your parents pick your dates? So similar to what you've said.
Oh, I think it would be interesting to attend the speed dating with all my exes. That would be really, 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 really interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I think because no. No, the other one. The other one. That's it. The other one. Yeah. Let's go with the other one.
Fair enough. I'm going to say the exes are exes for a reason, isn't it? So we'll keep it that way. So I'll go to one where the parents choose the date. But anyways, you guys let us know what you decide in the comment section below, or like I said, on social media, you can send a DM. I'm happy to read them as well. So this is where we're going to round up for today, okay? Until the next time, just keep asking questions, keep challenging norms, and please don't wait to 80 years before finding happiness. On that note, I'm going to say thank you, Morris, as usual, for your time. I hope it was a good episode and you enjoyed it. Thank you for your contribution, as always. Please, if you're streaming on YouTube, please press the like button, press subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. And if you're listening via other audio platforms, please do the equivalent as well. And please follow us on social media. I would like to build a community of like-minded people. All right. Until next time, stay curious, question everything. Use your brain. SCFR. Peace.